Good morning. We are Team 5. Our case study is AgentCard, a Y Combinator Summer 2026 startup building payment infrastructure for autonomous AI agents. I'm Aditya and I'll start with the problem. In 2 years, language models went from chatbots to agents that research, plan, and execute whole chains of tasks. The one thing they still cannot do is pay, and that is less an engineering problem than it looks. OpenAI proves it. It launched instant checkout in ChatGPT in September 2025 and pulled it 6 months later. Merchants would not adopt it, shoppers would not convert in the chat window, and tax and liability questions were never settled. So the bottleneck is not capability at all, it is the trust, intent, control, and accountability. AgentCard was founded to close that gap. The whole idea in one line. It gives an AI agent its own way to pay. The user funds a wallet, sets a budget, and AgentCard issues a scoped, single use virtual Visa card that closes itself after one charge. The agent buys anywhere Visa is accepted and never touches the owner's real credentials. But what are they really selling is not really a card. It is a limit on damage, a capped blast radius. If an agent is hijacked or simply makes a mess of things, the most anyone loses is one throwaway card and the budget sitting on it, not the account behind it.
Thanks, Aditya. Now, since AgentCard is private and about a month past launch, we had to rebuild its business model from the company's materials and its Y Combinator launch. Anything not publicly disclosed is marked as unknown. It serves two groups, being individual developers connecting personal agents through MCP or CLI, and companies adding agent issues cards to their own products. The value is straightforward: limit the damage if something goes wrong, while saving companies from building and issuing systems themselves. Its channels are the API, MCP server, CLI, and Chrome extension. Stripe reportedly provides the payment rails, and this creates a major dependency. Revenue model combines a free plan with interchange revenue. Users receive 5 cards per month for free, while the enterprise plan launched at $500 down from a listed price of $5,000. That 90% discount matters. It suggests that AgentCard is still testing what customers are willing to pay. So we can say they're currently focusing on customer validation rather than scaling. Now, talking about funding, AgentCard joined the Y Combinator Summer 2026 batch, but the amount raised is unknown. Its strength is the angel list connected to Shopify, Vercel, OpenAI, and Stripe. Comparable seed rounds are around $2 to $4 million. Those connections could help with distribution, but without an institutional lead, AgentCard has less backing than competitors supported by Visa, American Express, and Coinbase. So now I will pass the word to Riccardo to tell us about future.
To figure out where this is all leading, we didn't try to play fortune teller, because future thinking isn't about picking a single winner. Instead, using the IFTF framework from the course, we started by spotting real signals in today's market. We grouped those into trends, uncovered the core drivers behind them, and then mapped the biggest uncertainties to build our future scenarios. Looking at today's landscape, we identified 5 critical signals of change. First, demand is already here. Adobe tracked a massive 693% jump in AI referred trail traffic over the 2025 holiday season, and those visitors converted 38% above average. Second, machine native rails are emerging. Look at Coinbase X402. It processed 165 million agent transactions, but total value was only $50 million. That is under $1 each, and it's literally machines paying machines micro amount. Third, every major network has now shipped agent-specific infrastructure. Fourth, fraud is outpacing defenses. Bots accounted for nearly 48% of all commerce traffic. And finally, our fifth signal is a counter signal. OpenAI retreating from instant checkout. That pivot is actually that single most informative data point in the entire market. Connecting these dots gave us 4 trends and 4 drivers. On the trend side, agent traffic doesn't just browse, it actually converts. Standards are converging, and market forecasts are widely dispersed. Juniper predicts $1 trillion while McKinsey estimates 3 to 5 trillion. That massive spread is a finding in itself. It shows just how high the uncertainty remains. When looking at the underlying drivers, one thing becomes crystal clear. The binding constraint here is trust, not technology. Enterprise adoption is pushing hard. Gartner expects 40% of enterprise apps to have agents by the end of 2026. But on the flip side, the biggest brake holding everything back is unsettled liability. So we crossed the two hardest open question. Will protocols converge or fragment? And will trust catch up or keep lagging? The most plausible outcome for 2030 is that we call scoped autonomy. Standardization accelerates, but the trust gap holds. Agents will initiate purchases, but banks and regulators will demand hard spending caps, mandatory approvals, and complete audit trials. In this world, scoped cards become the default control layer. And this is a great news for AgentCard's bet. But there is a key takeaway here. The scenario guarantees that this job will exist, not that AgentCard will be the one to do it.
Thank you. Credit where it's due. While competitions sell agents with more freedom, AgentCard sells bounded freedom, which is what regulators will actually allow to happen. Because it's just a Visa card, it works at any merchant with zero integration, skipping the chicken and egg problem protocol startups face. The founders fit, the CEO sold a card issuing startup, the CTO was Rappi's first employee. There are 4 serious risks. First, the supplier is the rival. Issuing reportedly runs on Stripe, and Stripe now ships issuing for other agents natively. Their most critical supplier is their most dangerous competitor. Second, the moat is thin. Single-use cards are old technology. Agent native packaging is copyable as well. Third, liability is unsettled and the answer is forming at a rail level. American Express now covers mistaken agent purchases. That favors balance sheets, not 2 founders. Fourth, the fraud paradox. A disposable card caps the owner's loss, but cannot prove the agent is legitimate. That destroys card reputation just as merchants tighten defenses. So, if we're climbing the stack, moving from issuing cards to owning the authorization layer, this mandates consent, approvals, audit trails, dispute evidence. That is the only layer that holds its value in every quadrant of this matrix. Alongside it, if you cut out the Stripe dependency, if you turn that angel list into a potential sales channel, this will allow us to raise institutionally more compliance, right? Our verdict is that AgentCard has 18 to 24 months to reach that trust layer, right? Or it becomes a feature absorbed by the various rails, like the suppliers and the other aspects we talked about that lie underneath it. Thank you so much for watching. Our detailed analysis and references are contained within our document report. Thank you so much.